For the people of the YouTube that are into sports cards, and if you like sports cards, this is a lesson on how to comp cards the most efficient way to save you time in making money in the hobby we all love. So welcome to Comping Cards 101.
Backyard breaks #1 on the app. Now let's go. About to trick or treat on with no mask. Electro. Godfather said no brakes and no gas. I bet though. Brosh got these haters so mad. Switch it up. J-Mo in that Lambo truck. Bugsy all up in.
And in this video, we are going to be featuring the Flamethrower Spark, Flamethrower Kryptonite, and Flamethrower's highest end brilliance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to open up a Flamethrower Spark. Okay. And whatever card comes out, we are going to comp that card.
Sounds good.
And we're going to show you how to do it. So
let's get right into it.
We sweat it. We see what we're sweating. PSA 10. Bada bing, bada boom. XRC Kenny Pickett. If you're new to the hobby, and XRC isn't a product before the class. So this is 2021 selects for the 2022 class. That is how an XRC works. So I'm going to go over here to eBay. I'm going to type exactly what I see on the card. 2021 selects, Kenny Pickett, XRC, PSA 10. Kenny Pickett, XRC, PSA 10. Okay, once it pops up, you're going to see the cards here. You just go to solds. This is what comps mean for everybody out there, comps. So we could see this. This is a prime example, November 12th.
About a week ago from right here. You're going to copy this. So a lot of people are going to view this. They're going to say, this Kenny sold for 400. Bang.
Correct. But that's not always the truth. You're going to go over to a website called 130point.com. Once you get to 130point.com, you're going to click search eBay sales. Once you click that, you go over here to paste. You just paste the exact thing you took from eBay. And guess what? $275 was the real sale of this Kenny Pickett. Although if you were new to the hobby, you would say it's 400.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that an offer got accepted for 275.
eBay looks can be deceiving.
They can be deceiving. So that is our first example. And now we're going to move on to our second example.
Featuring our Flamethrower Kryptonite.
So now on to our Flame Kryptonites. These boxes cost $250. Let's see what we got. It's a nice sweat. It's the best hobby box on planet Earth. PSA 9, Anthony Edwards, rookie on card. So a thing about contenders is there are true autos and there are variation autos. If you're going to ask me, Grant, what sells more, the true or variation? They're usually similar.
Yeah, neck and neck.
They're neck and neck. They don't really matter. So if I'm going to type in 20, I'm going to copy and paste exactly what I see on the card. 2020 contenders, Anthony Edwards, variation, auto, PSA 9. Type it in. I'm going to go to sold. Boom. Right there. I see it. First card on eBay, November 19th, $785. Look, September 6th, $800. You can keep scrolling. Yeah. You keep scrolling. That's the true. Yeah. The true and a 9 did 747. So you're asking why. Look, true, 747.
Yeah. I will say.
Variation 785.
When you comp a card on eBay, and when it has, let's say, like the first one had $399 and had a slash through it, that's when you would head over to 130 point because it didn't sell for $399. This, we looked up the first one, $785.87, no slash. That was the final sale.
So whenever you see bids, so if you're looking at my screen right now, let's look at the one below. See, then you might be saying if it doesn't have a cross through, then what does that mean? Look, it says best offer accepted. So this could also be a case where they listed it for $1,200, they got an offer for $1,100, but they accepted the best offer. So we'd come back here, we'd type in that AMA and it said best offer at $1,200. Let's see what it sold for. $1,000. Right. So that would have got you a little misconstrued. You'd be like, oh, best offer. There's no cross in it. It looks like a $1,200 sale, but in reality, that was actually a $1,000 sale. So don't get thrown off by the comps. Don't get thrown off what eBay says because there's always deception going on.
Yeah.
And you can always get fooled. You could see a card. Someone could show you at a card. So, but look at the eBay. It sold for $1,200. But if you don't check,
The true comp.
The true comp of 130 point, you might get got for a couple hundred. So be safe out there. And on to our third and final box. The best box in all the hobby. The
Best in the land.
Created repack of all time. Brilliance. A $3,500 box. What we got here? That's disgusting.
Wow.
LaMelo Ball, Golds, Contenders Optic Auto, Gem Plus, 9.5. So this is a good example because Gem Plus sells for more money than a regular Gem or a Gem Minus. If you ask me what that means, well, that means if a 9.5 has 3 9.5 grades and a 10, that's a Gem Plus. 3 9.5 grades and a 9 is a Gem Minus. 4 9.5s is a Gem. So Gem Plus goes for more. So let's see if we can find this. See, these cards that might not sell too often.
Tough. They're tough find.
Might be harder to find. So LaMelo Ball rookie, Contenders, Optic, Gold, Auto, 9.5. That's orange. So look, if you wanted to judge, this is one way to judge, but one September 17th sold for $4,100 in a PSA 9. So before we find the actual comp, think in your head, how much do you think this card is worth? PSA 9 did $4,100. I would assume a Gem Plus is probably around $6,000 to $7,000 is my range. I don't know how much it is, and we're gonna try to find it. So this is a card that it might be too expensive
to trust on the bay.
trust on the bay. You know, it might be a little too expensive to trust on the bay. So you might not even find a comp. And plus, if one hasn't sold in a while, guess what? There's only 10 of them.
Right.
There's only 10. So if there was 10 pulled, there could only be possibly 10 sells if there was repeat sales. So this is another website we like to use here, which we're introducing, and it's called Card Ladder. Card Ladder, if you have an account, you could just log in like we're about to. And then you could type in the exact card. You have to go to sales history, LaMelo Ball Contenders, Optic, Gold, Auto, Rookie to 10. Let's just see if one pops up. So we want to go to date sold. We see a PSA 9.
Huh.
There's not many sales out there. So it's showing us that there's no gold auto
They're not even
sales.
showing it.
There's no gold auto sales. I mean, you see when it just came out. This is the difference of comps also. This is when the product came out.
Wow.
14K, 10.5, 15K, 13K. In the redemption, not the redemption.
Just a piece of paper.
Just a piece of paper, and then it comes out a year and a half later in the actual card, 4,100. So a loss of 66% because you didn't sell on release day. That's another video. Sell on release day, you make the most money. So maybe I never do this, but maybe it would work if I just typed in 2020 Contenders Optic. Maybe I just type in LaMelo Gold. Maybe it pops up. So the only comp I'm seeing is 4,100. We have White Box 101, 5,500. I do not see a gold 9.5 LaMelo Ball. In this another case, this could be a pop one.
It's a very rare. I mean, it's so hard to hit.
It's a very rare card, and it's a Gem Plus. Very hard to PSA 10 these cards. So what I would do here is, all right, LaMelo might be around Anthony Edwards, maybe a little less. So we already know, okay? We already know. And this is good if you hit this card because there are no comps.
Right.
So you could say it's anything you want. So we know that an Ant-Man Raw does 5,300, right? We're looking at the comp for Ant-Man Golds. And there is no 9.5 or PSA 10 on Ant-Man. A PSA 9 on this did 4,100. So if we had to assume Ant-Man Raw did $1,200 more than LaMelo, that means if the 9.5, we can't find a PSA 10 on Ant-Man. I would call this card if I was trying to sell it at a card show. I'd call this with a $4,100 comp if I was trying to sell it. I'd say this is a pop one. And I'd say fielding offers at 7,500.
Yeah.
That is what I was
75 saying. And if you have the room, you settle at 65.
Yeah, you settle at 65 if you have to. But you say a PSA 9 sold for 4,100. This is a Gem Plus 9.5. This is a prime example of a card with no comps. There might be one out there if there's another way that you guys find comps. Look below, but R3 is eBay, 130 card ladder. If I can't find them on those three, maybe you can go use alt. So this is a case that happens with many new collectors. You can't find it on eBay. You can't find it on 130 point. Can't find it on card ladder. You're DMing people to find out. And that is in which you need to use your own judgment. Because guess what? There's not a comp for every card.
Yeah.
There's might be the only one in the world. So if it ever comes to that scenario, you find either similar players of the same card, or you find the card like we did this, but in a worse grade. And then you try to judge where his value should be, and then you place it around there. And realistically in the hobby, a card with no comps is the best card.
The best.
The best card, because you make the price. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, enjoy. Leave a comment below. And backyard to the moon.